Mr. Ben, I need you.
Hello, Stephen. What can I do for you?
Welcome to About Time, a Doctor Who podcast. I'm Stephen, and I've been a Doctor Who fan since 2005.
And I'm Ben, and I've never seen the show before.
Today, we're discussing the first series of the Sarah Jane Adventures. And quite frankly, it's about time. Hello.
Hello to the people of the universe.
How are you?
I am okay. This is our musical episode.
Please no. So it's the end of November. Well, it's not for us.
Absolutely not.
That's still in our future. Don't ruin the illusion. So we've watched the first series of the Sarah Jane Adventures.
The Sarah Jane Adventures.
And unusually for this podcast, we haven't sort of sat down and watched and I've made notes and then we record. We've just kind of watched this casually over a few weeks.
Yeah.
And we've now finished it. So now we're going to just have a chat about, well, what Ben thought of it mainly.
Okay.
So
well, first of all, Stephen, we must talk about, I know it's a children's show, but I'm a full-grown adult.
Oh, I know.
He's a full-grown adult.
Hottie of
my life.
That should be me.
Okay, Hottie of my life part 2.
I don't like where this is going.
Alan.
Yes.
Alan. In the words of my mother, he can park his slippers under my bed any day.
I've never heard her say that.
Well, she wouldn't say it around you. Anywho,
yes, Alan is a dish. We know this.
Dish on a plate, serve it for Sunday lunch.
He's a dilf.
He is a dilf.
But they allude to his good looks because Chrissy's like, oh, people always say, why did you leave him? He's gorgeous. This is why.
Yeah, says Chrissy, who is like, Alan, Alan, I need you. Alan, I... She was about to say, I love you.
Yeah.
Puke!
Chrissy is an icon. Like, she's really irritating. And I think they were trying to kind of do like a Jackie .2. You know, go for the comedy mum thing. But she does. The actress does a good job. She does make me laugh.
Yeah, but Stephen, one of my questions is, do Alan and her get back together?
That would be telling, wouldn't it?
Oh my God, they do.
That would be telling.
Oh my God, they need someone to be in the dark now.
So Chrissy's in the dark.
Yes.
Yeah. Because Alan got brought in, didn't he?
Thank God for that.
But no,
they were like, Alan needs more screen time.
Yes, definitely.
For all the parents.
He got a lot of screen time in the last couple of episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Chrissy, you know her other partner that she went off with?
Ivan,
but in the first episode, Invasion of the Bane, she called him Ivan. Like, it's more exotic. She pronounced it Ivan. And then they came back for the full series and she's calling him Ivan. Maybe he introduced himself to her as this exotic Ivan. And then once they've been together for a while, he was like, oh yeah, babe, it's Ivan.
Ivan. Invasion of the Bane.
She is hilarious.
Yeah, she's my least favourite character.
And the fact that she keeps calling Sarah Jane these different permutations of, Bobby Sue, what was it? Susie Q. And what is it? Yeah, she's just hilarious. And I don't know why, but Alan has a habit of leaving the door open and then she just walks in and she goes, Alan, the door was wide open. You could have been ransacked. Or whatever.
If you could not tell, Stephen's very good at doing impressions of middle-aged women.
I'm a middle-aged woman at heart.
Yeah. If he was a drag queen, he'd be a MILF.
A MILF, yeah. So, do we want to talk more about broad things, or do we want to start talking about episodes?
Let's do characters first.
Okay.
And I'll do my quick snippet of my reviews of their character.
Okay, Maria?
Could do without her.
I think she's okay, but I do find her a little bit grating.
She's annoying.
She does have a bit of a voice, like...
She's a bit...
She's like, Dad, you're so embarrassing.
Oh my God, you sound like someone. Mr. Donovan, Professor Donovan in Wicked when he turned into a sheep. Dad!
Yeah, Dr. Dillerman, that's what you meant, isn't it?
Whatever.
Anyway, so that's Maria. Clyde?
I like him.
Yeah, he is
better
good.
than his counterpart.
Oh god, what, Kelsey?
Yeah.
Well, he replaced her. Yeah.
He does look a bit too old to be in the same year group as Luke.
I think you only think that because I told you that he's older.
No.
I think he looks fine.
He's got a bit of he does look mature. His bone structure is more mature.
Yeah.
And, like, Luke has got such a baby face.
Yeah, because he's actually a kid at the time,
Yeah.
you know. I like how Clyde is, like, the cool one, but he's also...
An outsider.
Yeah.
He's the cool one out of the outsiders.
Yeah.
He thinks he's cool and he thinks
But why is he an outsider?
Because, I don't know.
Because you think he'd just be going along with the cool kids.
Yeah, but he's not. Because he just doesn't...
Isn't he
kids.
new to the school in the beginning of the series?
I don't know.
And he sat down and he was like, I guess I'll sit with you till I find some cooler people. Like, and he said he was joking. So I think he was new, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, he's cool.
But sometimes you can pick your friends. Sometimes your friend chooses you.
I like the kind of friendship between him and Luke, where he's trying to train Luke up in like how to be cool, and I say cool in inverted commas because Luke. We could talk about Luke next because he's probably my favourite character.
He's a blank canvas.
He's a blank canvas, but I think I said this when we talked about Invasion of the Bane, but I feel like he's really like there's a lot of autistic tropes with him because he's got like, you know, poor social skills. He takes things very literally.
Yeah.
You know, it's very relatable to neurodivergent people, I would say. And it's nice to see that even though he has these things which make him different, he's still valued and loved and useful.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's definitely my favourite, I would say.
Yeah.
And the fact that we never get to see it, unfortunately, but I've told you he was intended to be coming out as gay later in the series.
Yeah.
That's just one more thing that makes him different. He's already an outsider and feels different. And yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to say anything about Luke?
I do like Luke. Luke is probably my second favourite character.
Okay. Who's your favourite?
The icon herself.
Sarah Jane?
Yeah.
Yeah, she is amazing.
Like, she's gentle, she's feisty, I can understand, like, why she is the title show. Like...
She's got the maternal aspect. Like, she's kind of like a surrogate mother for Maria. Yeah. In a way. Like, they become really close.
They hug a lot.
Yeah.
They hug a lot.
I love that bit. Can't remember which episode it is now, but Maria comes up to the attic upset because of something that's happened with her parents.
Yeah.
And the boys are there, and Sarah Jane clocks that Maria's upset, and she just like quietly, so the boys can't hear, she just hugs her and she's like, "You all right?" And she's like, "I'll tell you later." And it's like, you know, they've got this nice close friendship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Maria's mother is very self-absorbed.
Yes. Which is, you know, she's a comedy character and she is funny, but when you look at that through a realistic lens, it's very sad for Maria.
Yeah. It makes me sad that she's dead.
It is. It's incredibly sad to watch it.
Because, like, it's so... I've never heard of her until this show.
No.
And it's so sad that it took most of her life to have a title show.
Yeah, I mean, this is what she's... Yeah, being Sarah Jane in Doctor Who, and then this show is what she's known for.
Yeah. And she did a phenomenal job. Mm-hmm. Like, this is just the first series, and and this is a show finding its feet. So if you could not tell, I'm being quite glowing with this show, guys.
A number of times we were watching it, and you said to me, "This is better than Doctor Who."
It is. Yeah. It's so much better. Doctor Who, I think, could take a leaf out of this book.
So what is it you like about it?
I like that the episodes are very well structured. Mm-hmm. This is how two-parters should be working. Like, build up, action, cliffhanger, and then we have a little bit of a reminder, build up, and then we're back into the action. Like, not this long stretch of 45 minutes of, like, shit. Like, it just feels, sometimes I feel like Doctor Who just info dumps, because they are set in new worlds, and a majority of them are. We have to get acclimatized to the world. So I understand why they're world building and all this, but with Sarah Jane, you don't have to world build. No, because it's all set in.
You can get straight to the point.
Same place. Yeah. It's good. I do think to myself, like, they need to bring back some kind of spin-off And I came up with how I would do it, didn't I?
What did you say?
So I don't know many of the old school
Companions.
So I would personally do it in two ways. The one that you spoke about, Bonnie Langford.
Bonnie Langford, yeah.
Yeah. Like, I don't know her from Adam. But Stephen said sometime that she was the favourite to have a spin-off.
Well, no, I think she might be potentially involved in a unit spin-off, but that's yet to be at time of recording, yet to be confirmed.
Yeah. So I think like you could reboot the kind of very. I would do something different, but the similar like children's TV show.
Because we were talking about this, and you said that you said it was a shame that the show came to an end prematurely, and you said you could do a similar show with another companion.
Yeah.
I said I think if you'd done that at the time, like straight after. That would have been disrespectful.
100%.
And that would have been wrong. But I think now it's probably been long enough that you could do something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
then at the same time, you don't want to rehash this.
No. So I also think I think they should learn from what they've learned from here. Mm-hmm. They should because literally they could do such a brilliant show which is so inclusive. Like you could have so many great characters that are shining a light. It could be a beacon show for inclusivity for children who are finding themselves in their teen years, becoming the realization that they're non-binary, realization that they're trans, realization that they're gay, bi, straight. Because at the end of the day, people forget, I think personally, we are heteronormatives, but in this society, but I think there must. Tell me if I'm wrong. To the straight audience out, we may have a few. I know we're a very gay audience, or podcast, whatever. But you must have a moment like where you're like, yeah, I'm straight.
I don't know.
You don't have to come out, but you realise you come to yourself. Yeah,
I suppose so. I suppose it's like when you start feeling attraction to the opposite sex. And it's like, okay, I'm growing up, it's happening. But you probably don't, most people probably don't think about it in the sense of, okay, I'm straight, because it's the norm.
Yeah.
But anyway.
But anyway, this is how I would do it. I would do, my first idea would be Bonnie Langford.
Yes.
And like, I would do it I would set it back in the past, and I would do it like at Sarah Jane's funeral. And she's there paying homage to what came before, paying homage to her.
I will just let you know, they have actually done a story with Sarah Jane's funeral in it. I think it came out around the time of COVID. It's called Farewell Sarah Jane. It was a piece of prose, and then they did an audiobook of it.
Oh, okay.
But yeah.
So yeah, that's what I would do, and then I would do it like to something like maybe she leaves. Who does she leave Mr. Smith to? That's the question.
So she left her Sonic lipstick, I think, to
Maria.
No, to Joe Grant.
Who's that?
Who's another companion.
Oh,
because there was so basically lately they've been doing these DVD releases of classic seasons, and then they've made a big hoo-ha about each one, and that they've filmed like a special trailer, and then the one that Joe Grant was in particularly. They got her and they like carried on her story, and they were like, oh, she's inherited the Sonic lipstick and blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
Yeah, but anyway.
Mr. Smith?
I don't know, top of my head.
Oh my God, wouldn't it be amazing? You got to recast her though. Wouldn't it be amazing for Maria to become a companion? How full circle was that be?
Yeah, or Luke.
Yeah, Luke.
I'd love Luke to be a companion.
Luke would be a great companion.
I don't think he acts anymore.
Yeah, but we can recast.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I know you don't like recasting. But,
I don't really know.
But recasting's fine. But yeah, but also, imagine, they met, didn't they? Rose and
Sarah Jane.
Oh my gosh, she's in a different parallel universe.
Yeah.
If she wasn't, imagine if she left Mr. Smith to Rose and Rose continued her work. Pregnant with TARDIS.
When are we getting this fan fiction, Ben? When am I going to be able to read it on the podcast?
Okay, I'm very busy at the moment.
I know.
And I have loads of stories in my head that I want to write.
Yeah. But can we just read what you've written?
No.
Because it'd be so fun. Someone on Patreon said they want that as Patreon content. It would be a good idea.
I would happily write it. Give me a spare day in the week and I'll happily write it.
Yeah.
But for me, I have a very distinct way how I think her story must go.
Well, Rose.
Yes. And I don't care if people disagree with me, but I have an idea of what I would write and how it would go. Now I have this idea. I'm wondering what Sarah Jane would be like in this alternate universe.
Oh, yeah. Alternate Sarah Jane.
Yeah. Maybe Angela Waters.
Who? Andrea Yates.
Oh. Maybe her.
Yeah.
Maybe in this universe, she became the Doctor's companion.
Oh, my God. But I don't think she'd be cut out to be a companion.
But the strangest of people can be companions.
Yeah. Anyway, you said about where you would want Rose's story to
yes,
go.
Are you gonna?
Oh, you're not going to tell us?
No.
Okay. I'm dying to know, and I bet listeners are as well.
Yeah.
Anyway, something to look forward to.
Yeah. I really do. I really would love to, I want to write this idea for me, in the future where Earth is, becomes like a hub of inclusivity. Like, cat people have relationships with ladies mainly, and taking a whole new...
Like Brannigan and his wife.
Yeah, taking a whole new level to the crazy cat lady.
Loves them so much she shags them.
Yeah, and has kittens somehow.
Yeah, but cats' penises have got those barbs on them, haven't they? Can you imagine?
Well...
Ow.
Some people like pain, Stephen.
Yeah. I don't.
I don't either.
I have a very low pain threshold.
You do have a very low pain threshold. So, Stephen... We're going off a massive tangent, soz peeps. But Stephen, his cramp, God, the amount of times he's woken me up shouting in the night. I remember we hadn't moved in together and you were shouting. I was like, your poor parents.
Yeah, but it hurts. And it's horrible. I wake you up and I'm going, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
In the middle of I wonder what the neighbours would think. What's going on? Yeah. Anyway, I hate cramp.
And no one likes it, Stephen.
No, but I make a big fuss and a drama out of things, don't I?
You're a drama queen.
I am. Anyway, so you enjoyed the series?
I did, very much.
Yeah.
So let me rank my episodes.
Well, I was going to say, should we go through each episode and kind of talk about each one? So do you remember the first one?
They've had an whole episode, we don't have to talk about that first one.
No, we're not talking about Invasion of the Bane.
Oh, okay.
But I don't count that as series 1. That's its own thing.
No, it's series 1.
Okay,
it's where they meet. Has to be part of series 1.
It's pre-series 1. It's a standalone special. Anyway, the true episode 1 was Revenge of the Slitheen.
Puke.
You hate the Slitheen.
I fucking hate the Slitheen. I understand why they're in a children's TV show.
Yeah.
I really do. But that annoying little twerp. Is he in that one?
So, the baby Slitheen, yes, but it was a different actor because he changed skin, didn't he?
Yeah. Magically can change voice.
Yeah,
well.
I say this. Listeners, if you remember when we discussed Aliens of London and World War III, I had this issue then. You've got the Slitheen, can't remember what his name is, but he's in one skin, and then he discards that skin and he puts on General Asquith's skin. And then suddenly, when he's later out of his skin, he still sounds like General Asquith.
Maybe it's the box.
It could be the thing around the neck does something, but yeah.
I thought that was the suction thing that goes...
It is the compression field. Maybe they've got something that does their voices as well. But anyway.
Maybe they're good mimics. Voice mimics.
Yeah, but when they're out of their skin, why would they bother to do that?
Yeah.
Anyway, you know what they should have done is have somebody else doing just the generic Slitheen voices. But then I think they liked the fact that you can connect them to who they were when they were in a skin.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway. So the first one was with the school where they were building up the new block.
Yeah.
And I do think the Slitheen are really well suited to Sarah Jane, to a child audience.
Yes, I can gather they loved the Slitheen because they were in fucking 2 episodes, which fucking annoyed me.
I know, you weren't happy. But you know how in Doctor Who, when we had the Slitheen, they were quite comical, and think about the man who was the acting Prime Minister. He was quite, he was quite camp like that. But they took that to a whole new level in Sarah Jane. That guy who was in charge, and he was like, oh, your Luke Smith's too clever by half, and everything he says is like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were a bit dramatic, and they were very like, oh my God, if I do this, I can get into a panto. Yeah,
it was very panto.
It was very much like, oh my God, he's behind you. No, he's behind the wall that has a door that's secret.
Yeah. And then you've got, as you said, you've got the child Slitheen.
I just want to give him a swift kick out of space.
I think that's fun though. I think I like seeing the child Savine. There's no way out. And then he takes off his skin and he's like, I am a child of the Slovene.
Yeah.
And he does look very funny when he runs down the corridor. Like, he's like Scrappy-Doo. Like, tiny little legs. Like...
Scrappy-Dappy-Doo. No, that's Flintstones.
No, it is Scrappy-Dappy-Doo, isn't it? Because Scooby says Scooby-Dooby-Doo. Scrappy says Scrappy-Dappy-Doo.
Oh.
And Fred Flintstone says Yabba-Dabba-Doo.
Oh. They're probably made by the same people.
Hanna-Barbera, isn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway, so that was that.
Yeah, it was not my favourite ep.
It wasn't your favourite, but you did say, I think that was one of the ones you said you think it was better written than Doctor Who, that it got to the point.
Yes, and with the Savine, I really just don't, I think that, I can't remember, did they make a point? People need to know, isn't that name?
It's the family Yeah.
What's the actual name of the aliens?
They're Raxacoricophalopatorians.
My God. No wonder they call them Savines.
But
I'm a child of the Savine.
But don't you wonder, like, what other Raxacoricophalopatorians are like? Because there must be something in them, because you know how the Savine hunt. And that must be like something akin to all the species, the whole species.
But maybe these are just the bad guys.
Yeah, they are. But so what if we met another Raxacoricophalopatorian family?
Yeah.
Would they be kind?
Maybe.
Or would they be? Would they not hunt humans? I wonder what they eat on their home planet.
Chalk.
Chalk.
Well, they need to replenish the chalk cells.
Oh, the calcium. Yeah.
Yeah. So milk.
Yeah.
Blancmange.
So that, you don't say anything more about that episode, do you?
Yeah, no, it was okay. It introduced us to Hottie.
No, we had him from before.
Oh, yeah. But it was nice to see him again.
Yeah. Actually, I just realised in Invasion of the Bane, Kelsey says that Maria's dad is a bit fit.
Oh.
Which just goes to show that Russell wrote that into the script. I think he likes to do that. Write a character who's male and then have someone be like, oh, you're so attractive. Then you have to cast an attractive actor.
Do you know what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd do that.
You have done it.
No comment. No comment.
You have. Shh. Just realised.
Anyway, the second story was Eye of the Gorgon.
Oh, yeah.
Did you like that one?
The lady who plays... This is for Aaron. Suze!
What? Is this in Gimme Gimme Gimme?
Yeah.
Okay.
Suze!
Ben, no one can see you, but he's doing something with his breasts, so to speak.
Jez and Suze.
Okay. What is it?
That's the character the nun plays in Gimme Gimme
Yeah,
Gimme.
but why is she... What's with her chest? Why?
Because they wear tops. Her and her husband wear tops with their names on.
Oh, okay.
Jez and Suze.
Okay.
Suze.
And you're sure it's her?
Yes.
Okay. Fair enough. Anyway, yes, so there was that nun. Also, Phila Delore, Emma Thompson's mum.
Oh, yeah, she played the lady.
Yeah, she's a very good actress, obviously. I like how... you probably didn't even pick up on it, but B, who was her character, she talked about all sorts of things, like all sorts of supernatural experiences she'd had. And one of the things she mentioned was Sontarans. Do you remember that? She said it's like a great big baked potato with a ray gun. Have you heard of them before?
No.
So they're
yeah, I have.
They're a classic Doctor Who monster.
Because I'm pretty sure that word was on the vial.
Oh, yes, in that escape room we did.
Yeah.
Yes, Sontarans. I love the Sontarans, and you may get to see them before too long.
Stephen loves doing this. He loves, he thinks he's being coy and whoo, look at me.
No, I know it's very obvious when I say that you can... I'm just trying to be playful.
Episode 1 of Series 4 is the Sontaran.
It's not episode 1, but it is Series 4. Yeah, so that's really cool. I look forward to that. It was a nice little... obviously, when they made this, they knew... Because they were making Series 4 at the same time. Mm-hmm. They must have known it was coming, so they probably put that in as a little...
Easter egg.
A little Easter egg, yeah.
How does she meet them?
I don't know. We didn't really find out. But she had her husband, Edgar, who was like a a bit of an adventurer or an archaeologist or whatever. Bit like an Indiana Jones type, I think.
So...
And they used to do stuff together.
So, do you know what really annoys me?
Mm-hmm.
It annoys me whenever storylines or people say, "Oh, Egyptians were aliens," because that's...
Oh, yeah, 100%.
It annoys me because that's not the only... It makes people think that was the only way they could build amazing sculptures.
I know what you mean.
No, they were just fucking smart.
Yeah, and because it was such a long time ago, and we don't... Just because we can't fathom how they did it. Yeah.
And they didn't have tablets to mush their brain together.
Yeah.
Like, they had to find things to pass the time, and puzzles was one of them.
Yeah, it just makes you
really
think...
irritates
Yeah,
me.
no, it makes you think how advanced ancient civilizations really were. You know, and we've lost so much, like, knowledge from them.
Yeah, because of the Dark Ages.
Yeah.
I totally agree with you. And, like, I do love ancient Egypt. Because I think
I always loved it at school.
Yeah, we never really learnt about it.
I remember doing it in year 3, and we did a class assembly on Tutankhamun.
Okay.
And I played Howard Carter.
Of course you did. Played really well.
For anyone who doesn't know.
Opened the tomb.
Yeah, he opened the tomb, yeah. And, oh my God, I was such a pretentious twat, even at the age of 7. Me and my mum found this thing online, a recording of Howard Carter speaking about his experience.
You had the internet at 7 years old?
My mum and dad did, and I didn't use it on my own, but they did.
We were 7 in 2000 and... No.
1999.
1999.
And 2000.
How did you have a video online on that time?
I don't think it was a video.
Like just a voice recording?
Yeah, anyway, it was a thing of it, and we, you know, being the technical age that it was, we got a dictaphone with a cassette tape in it and recorded it off the computer via the speaker. I asked my teacher if I could play it in the assembly, and I lip-synced to it because I was playing Howard Carter. I told you I was pretentious. And then I always have a memory of these, like, year 6 girls at the time. They saw me around the school and they were like, "Oh my God, it's that boy who was doing that thing in assembly." And they're like, "Can you do it again? Can you do it again?" And I wonder why I got bullied.
That's really sad.
Yeah.
In all levels.
It's a long time ago now. Where were we? Eye of the Gorgon. Did you like the story?
Yes. I felt it was quite a refreshing take on an ancient Greek myth.
Yes, I like the fact that they used the idea that aliens have been coming to Earth for centuries, thousands of years even,
and they are rooted in myths.
Yeah, what Sarah Jane said about myths have a grain of truth at the centre of them, and so the alien Gorgon was not exactly like the myth would have us believe. It didn't actually have writhing snakes for hair, but it was the basis of the myth.
Yeah. No, I did like that one. Mm-hmm. I felt like it was a little bit formulaic. Maybe it was a word. I don't know.
Yeah.
I found the nuns a bit grating.
Oh yeah, and what was they kept chanting, didn't they? Serve the Gorgon. Serve the Gorgon.
Yeah, I think you could have done, I don't know, nuns being bad just puts me on edge.
Why?
Because they're supposed to be holy and good.
Yeah, but they were holy and then they turned away from it. Or were they
were blinded by the Gorg.
Yeah, they worshipped, and then once it had all gone, they all woke up and they were like, "Oh, hello." Weren't they? Yeah. Also, Maria's dad got made rock hard in it, didn't he? He turned into a statue. Oh my God, I love that bit where Chrissy's
of course
like...
you did.
No. Where Chrissy sees the statue and she thinks Sarah Jane's obsessed with Alan, that she's got a statue of him. She's like, "Oh my God, that woman, she's obsessed."
Melinda Sue. Yeah.
And that was actually a really lovely bit where she went in and she was talking to the statue, not thinking it was really him, and he could actually hear. And then the tear comes down. Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about them getting back together.
I'm not saying they do get back together.
You just said they did earlier.
No, I didn't.
You said I have to wait and see, and that's normally your cue.
No, it's my way of saying I don't want to say anything because there are things I could say that, but I don't want to.
Does the actress who plays Chrissy stay till the end?
I don't know how much you want me to say because what?
She dies.
No.
Okay, I don't say anything. Let's carry on. So then you got...
Warriors of Kudlak.
Okay, my favourite two-parter.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
I thought you would, yeah. So it was
It's
the Laser Quest one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was very good. And like the twist at the end was good.
Where, it turned out that the war was over.
Yeah, and I don't know if it was it was like the electronic interface of the ship didn't like the idea of peace or something like that.
It wasn't programmed for peace. It didn't understand the idea of peace.
Yeah, and then like Kudlak has been hoodwinked and bewildered. And I do like that Kudlak said, I'll go get the kids back.
Yeah.
And that was nice. And then he could get peace.
Yeah, but it's like, is that really okay? Like, just because he said, I'll go and get them back now. If the war had still been going on, he was still quite happy to take them and use them and kill them.
Yeah. He was... This is the thing. How much can brainwashed people do silly things because they're brainwashed?
Yeah.
But anyhow, I don't want to talk too much about that.
But
we want to talk about... He looked cool.
He did look really cool. Remember you said his head looked amazing. And then the rest of his body, like, and his like weird like red coat.
It just looks like a Victorian evening jacket, and then he just had this cricket head just slapped on his top of him.
Yeah, he did look good though. The head.
Yeah, really did. Really, really did. I really did enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like it was. I love anything where they're the rebellion, that kind of like rallying together. I don't know.
What of the kids? The kids on the spaceship. Yeah, that was good. And Luke really came into his own there, and
showing how bright he is.
Yeah, and then you had that girl that kissed him at the end,
Puke.
like in slow motion.
Yeah,
probably because the girl was like she didn't want to kiss him for long, so she like did the tiniest split second, and they slowed it down to make it last a bit longer.
I just really didn't think it was needed personally.
No,
because I guess they wanted the line. Can you tell me about girls?
I love that. I do love that. And Sarah Jane's face, she's like, ooh, like. I like the fact that they used like Laser Quest or Laser Tag or whatever as as their testing thing to like choose the best warriors. Did you ever do Laser Quest? Have you not?
No.
I did it once, I think. I think I went with Cubs when I was part of Cubs. We did it as like a special trip.
I never went to Cubs.
No.
Which is a shame because I really do feel like it would have been right top notch for me.
It would have been right up your street, yeah.
Yeah. I probably would have seen it through to the end because I quite like doing outdoors. I like collecting badges.
Yeah.
And hey, what's the next episode?
It's my favourite. Whatever Happened to Sarah Jane?
Oh, that was a good episode as well.
Andrea Yates, who has the iconic line when Maria says to her, "Sorry, Andrea, you were meant to die." And she turns around and she goes, "Meant to die? Who says I'm meant to die?" She spits it out. She's really annoying though, in those bits where she's like, "Oh, where's my birthday card then? Oh, I'm only joking," and all that. Just want to slap her.
I felt like they were trying... First of all, I thought she was an alien that was trying to mimic like the look of Sarah Jane.
Oh, okay.
But then how realistic is it that she would buy the same house at
I know, it doesn't really make sense, but
and then the creepy
I think it was the trickster shaping things, I think, and nudging things.
And then he had no eyes and nose.
Yeah. He looks very much like Voldemort when he drinks from the unicorn's blood in the forest. Yeah, pound in the jar.
He reminds me of those worms that have no eyes, just a mouth.
Oh. Did you like him as a villain?
Not really.
No?
No. I don't like these like god-type villains that have crazy powers. Because I feel like what he has is kind of magic-y.
Yeah.
Didn't like that.
But, yeah, I mean, we've discussed this before, but like just because something is beyond your understanding doesn't mean it can't exist.
So you're telling me that someone can rewrite history and rewrite time, restructure it, chop it up, make it his own.
Not in the real world, no, but in a sci-fi fantasy series.
Don't think so.
Yeah, it's fine. No. It's fine.
Too magic-y. It's
Okay.
like he's like waving a magic wand and he can just fix things. No, I don't like that.
But he's basically like he obviously his look is like Grim Reaper inspired.
Yeah.
But he's also like a stand-in for the devil. You remember you said to partway through the episode, you said, "Oh, did she make a deal with the devil?" It's very that, isn't it?
It is very much like, but it just shows that like Andrea was so selfish and so like up her own alley.
Yeah, I do think many 13-year-olds in the same situation would have done the same thing though. I like the bit when Maria goes briefly back in time and she meets Sarah Jane and Andrea.
Yeah, if Andrea just freaking listened to Maria,
yeah,
maybe she would have fixed it all. But maybe that would
have been a paradox though, wouldn't it? Because Maria only went back because of what happened.
Yeah,
I like the girl playing Sarah Jane, but I did say to you at the time, didn't I? I think her accent should have been a bit more plummy, a bit more posh.
Plummy.
Because Elizabeth Sladen was very well spoken, and like especially at the time when she was younger, like when she was starting in Doctor Who, it was that era when to get a role on TV you had to be quite well spoken, you know. And she was very like Sarah Jane Smith. I'm a journalist, you know, almost like she's got a plum in her mouth, you know.
Plummy.
Yeah, and then that girl's just like, hello, I'm Sarah Jane Smith, you know, not quite like that, but you know what I mean. Didn't quite gel for me.
Education does a lot. Maybe she went to a really good university. Maybe she went to Oxford.
Maybe.
Corrected her speech.
But also, I know they had to do it for the story, and I do love the story, but it's kind of quite a big thing to retcon that the whole time the Doctor knew Sarah Jane, she had this major trauma from her childhood where her best friend died. Like, that was never thought of before.
Yeah.
I'm a sucker for those kind of alternate timeline stories. You know, so Buffy did them quite a bit. There's that one called The Wish, where Cordelia wishes that Buffy had never come to Sunnydale. And then you get the version of events where if Buffy had never been there, what it would have been like.
Oh, yeah.
And it's very similar.
I can't remember that.
Oh, well, it's as you can tell, it's a similar sort of thing.
Is it iconic?
Yeah. And so I like when, you know, Maria rings up Clyde and he's never met her. Or he's met her, but they're not friends. And he's like, why are you phoning me? Like,
if you want to ask me out, I can be on Tuesday.
Yeah. Oh my God. Just remembered another bit from that. Maria with her hero monologue when she says to Andrea, just so you know, I'm going to find Sarah Jane. I'm going to fix time and nothing is going to stop me. And then she does this smug little like nod.
The box protected me.
Yeah. Oh my God. Another bit from that story I just remembered. So Alan remembers Maria when she gets wiped out of time and Chrissy doesn't. And it is so sad when she says to Alan about, you know, we never had kids. She goes, come on, as if I've got a maternal bone in my body, which is, she's true. She's not built to be a mum. Isn't that sad?
That is very sad.
Yeah. I just think there's a lot of great stuff in that story. It's definitely my favourite of series 1. So the final story was The Lost Boy. You get a big twist in this one that Mr. Smith was actually evil the whole time.
He's a Zylock.
A Zylock. I have a purpose.
That answer is pointless.
Very good indeed.
Better luck next time, Sarah Jane.
Of course, everyone gets 2 chances to save the universe. And that just leaves one person for me to introduce. He's a robot dog, my pointless friend, K9. So yeah, so what did you think of that twist?
Didn't like it.
Did you not?
No. Well, I did like it. I understand it's a really good twist because of the fact that we trust him.
He's been there the whole time, yeah.
But then I don't like the fact that they wiped his brain and now he's good again.
But it makes sense because they reprogrammed his purpose. His purpose is now to defend the Earth. So, as you know, that core purpose is not going to get shifted again.
Yeah. The Zylock is down underground. Yeah. Like a cluster.
Yeah.
If anybody's watched Steven Universe.
Oh, I haven't.
It's about the crystals embodied, like they've got embodied, like personified. And these broken crystals are like some kind of underneath ground, and I think they're all fused together and they're growing.
Mm.
And anywho, I don't want to go through it because I don't know the storyline that well.
No.
But yeah.
Okay. And you also got this kind of misdirect with Luke actually being a real boy called Ashley, which obviously turned out to be fake. But
the thing is, though, it was so sad because, him and Sarah Jane were so... They know where he came from.
Yeah.
This... And this was put into, disrepute because of the fact that, these people were claiming that he was theirs. And, oh, my God.
I'm trying to think back to the first time I watched it, because I would have been, what was this, 2007, so I would have been 15. I'm trying to remember if I believed it or not. I probably had doubts, because you'd know that these things, there are tricks going on.
Yeah,
but...
so as an adult, I doubted it because of the fact that, it just didn't add up.
No.
And they were fishy. And, oh my God, that woman's acting.
Well, the mum.
Come on, Ashley! Ashley! They gave him
Look at me. Have you seen that on TikTok? Well, you don't do TikTok, but...
Not really. Yeah. And then Clyde's I think they edited this photo. They gave him a skateboard. And he said, it is a fake. I faked it.
Yes. And then Mr. Smith sucks Clyde into himself.
I don't understand why he does that.
To get him out of the way.
Oh.
Although it later turns out Mr. Smith has a gun that shoots lasers. So why did he not just shoot him?
I'm sorry, let me put it this way. Sarah Jane built that.
Under his instruction. So he must have said it was for defence purposes or something. But anyway. And yes, then obviously the Slovene come back. You get...
And then the Xylot was using the Veen.
Yeah, you get same Slovene, different skin. The little baby.
Yeah.
Nathan Goss.
Ugh.
Child genius.
Wow.
I know a boy who could wipe the floor with your intelligence, and wipe the floor with you too.
That's Luke.
Yeah. She doesn't stand for any nonsense.
No, she doesn't.
That boy reminds me of Mike TV.
Oh.
And Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Yeah. And do you know what? What annoyed me about this episode is that a big part of the Slovene is that they fart. They didn't want to give anything away, so they didn't fart.
Yeah.
That is just annoyed me because of the fact that you brought them over because they fart and it's funny for kids.
Yeah.
And then I just didn't like it. It just felt like...
Because they were skinny, so they said about these new skinny suits or whatever. So obviously they've been working on the technology.
Because do you think Mr. Smith knows that the Slovene are quite bright?
Yeah.
Because he got them to make this telekinetic device. So he could bring the moon down, break open the earth so that he could release the
Xylot.
Imagine if the earth was just one massive geode. Anyway.
I can't remember how it got resolved now. Luke did something, didn't he?
The virus.
Oh yeah, Alan put the virus into Mr. Smith.
Well, he didn't. Sarah Jane did.
Yeah, but Alan provided the virus. Yeah.
You have your dodgy contacts, I have mine.
Yeah. I love Alan. Love that bit where he and Maria break into the house.
Yeah.
Because it's he's reached that point of no return. It's you're this deep in now. You've just got to go with it.
Yeah. Do you think Alan's a bit redundant because Luke is better?
What with computers?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Maybe Luke is better with technology and building devices, and Alan's better at software.
Maybe.
Anyhow,
that's
Sarah Jane season 1.
Yeah. So, what was your favourite episode? Kudlak?
Yeah.
And your least favourite one?
Yeah, probably the first one.
The Slovene one. Yeah. I agree, actually. That's my least favourite.
I think the second Slovene one's probably better than the first Slovene one.
Yeah, because it has a lot more to it, because it's about bigger stuff. I mean, the Slovene in the first one are kind of...
comical.
Yeah, but they're not that important, because the story is more about, Clyde coming into the throes of it and, sort of re-establishing the show and what it is.
Yeah. Maria's a bit of a heartless friend. She never once asked Kelsey how she is.
No, well, yeah. Less said about Kelsey, the better, I think.
Yeah. Anyway, that's
I did say, though, wouldn't it have been funny to have her as a cameo in, like, The Warriors of Kudlak or something?
Yeah, maybe. Maybe she could have been in one of the crates.
Yeah.
How's your fit, Dad?
Yeah. I think they probably didn't want to work with her again.
No. Yeah. Anywho.
So, yeah, I agree. My least favourite is Revenge of the Sardine, but my favourite is Whatever Happened to Sarah Jane. I think it's a really cool story. Anything else about the series? No, okay.
Oh, no, wasn't... You were going to talk about the Trickster and me hitting the nail on the head that I think that it was rehashed from Doctor Who. It was supposed to be in Doctor Who, but they used it in...
Oh, that's what you said. You said you think that it was invented for Doctor Who and then they used it in Sarah Jane. Did I say I was going to talk about that on the podcast?
You said you were going to talk about something.
Oh, no, I think I told you to bring it up on the podcast because it would be good for listeners.
Yeah.
But no, I can't really say anything about it.
Oh. I just taxed your knowledge,
yeah. I can tell you this, the Trickster does not appear in Doctor Who. Yet. Although lots of people think he should. Anyway,
it's time for...
What's it time for?
Patreon,
shout-outs. Patreon, shout-outs. So, since our last recording, we've been joined by another 2 patrons. A big thank you to Mike.
Mike, thank you, Mike.
And also thank you to Ferna.
Ferna, we thank you for your support.
I should put that on the perks on Patreon. I should say, if you join us, you'll get a personalised tune from Ben. So you join the beautiful ranks of Louisa,
thank you.
Philip,
thank you.
Northerly,
thank you.
Jason,
thank you, Jason.
Joe,
thank you, Joe.
Tom,
thank you, Tom.
Louis,
thank you, Louis.
Gabby,
thank you.
Jack,
thank you.
Daniel.
Thank
you very much for that. That was the highlight of my day.
I know.
Listening to that. But yes, genuinely, huge thank you to everyone who supports us on Patreon. You really don't have to. There's no expectation for it, but it means a lot.
It really does.
And we now currently actually, at time of recording, we've moved to having 3 different tiers. But it's basically, if you feel that you enjoy listening to us and you want to help us to be able to do this more consistently and keep going, that would be a real help.
We thank you for your support every day.
Honestly, just people listening and messaging in and, telling us their thoughts and all that is lovely enough, to be honest. So thank you. As we move into our 2nd year of podcasting. Anything else to say? Oh, we've got a Redbubble store now. So you can also buy Ben's art designs that he's done so far. We've got 9th Doctor, Stay Fantastic. We've got 10th Doctor, Allons-y. We've got Rose, Bad Wolf. And we've got Martha Jones, You Saved the World. Those are his first 4 designs. Watch this space. Hopefully some more coming.
Basically, I'm doing a villain set next.
Yeah. But there's no pressure on that because we know you're very busy with your course.
It's probably looking like the update will probably be in the new year.
Yeah. Anyway, so if you fancy any of Ben's designs on the product of your choice, be it a t-shirt, a tote bag, a mug, a badge, a magnet, a sticker, check it out. It's all on our link tree, as usual. But yeah, thank you for listening. We will be back together again for an episode in the not too distant future when we'll be discussing Voyage of the Damned, the Christmas special.
Oh my God, thank God. All these extras are done.
Will you say that? Would you Voyage of the Damned and then we go on to Torchwood?
Oh my God. When do we get back onto the actual thing this podcast is about?
After Torchwood.
My God, Stephen.
This is all under the Doctor Who umbrella. Anywho, I'm so excited for Torchwood Series 2. Anywho. You know where to find us. It's all in the show notes on our link tree as usual. So until next time, Do we say stay fantastic for a Sarah Jane episode? Listeners, we need you.
Goodbye.
Bye.